Hi everyone. Yes, I haven't filmed the video in a while, but I thought to pop right back on the whiteboard and see right where my mind will take me. Don't have a script for today. Call me unprofessional, but those of you who are subscribed by now already know that I'm quite old school in those terms. Today's topic is types of calisthenics, different applications of calisthenics practice, calisthenics skills, gymnastic style, endurance, high repetition, maybe the oldest amongst the bunch, weighted calisthenics / street lifting, really making huge leaps into the mainstream, or just the calisthenics mainstream, and bodyweight training. What is that? Benefits, drawbacks of each separate niche, and what are the practical applications if you're a competitive athlete or if you're a recreational athlete, which 99% of you are, so do I, and we will give an honest and also thoughtful part, especially for the recreational athletes. I don't have any script like I told you, and I just let my mind inspire me, and the recent thought that, I don't know if bothered is the right term, but something that I've been thinking about recently is the investments, some of the investments, goddamn, I made in the physical, in my physical practice. Were they really that beneficial from a cost to value perspective, and the time and all the resources? Was it worth it? I'm 82 kilograms, you know me guys by now. I often call myself heavyweight athlete. I am not really heavyweight, but in calisthenics skills, it's relatively heavy, weighing between 80 to 86 is where most of my practice amongst the highest levels of skills that I've practiced. And that's where I swam mostly. For skills, it makes a huge difference. Those extra bits of 5-10 kilograms jumps, they are huge. In some instances, like weighted calisthenics, although you do move a significant part of your own body weight, the external load becomes the most significant part of the overall absolute weight that you lift. Therefore, heavier athletes get more reputation. Endurance, again, the smaller athletes have big advantage. I wasn't such an advantage type of athlete practicing skills on rings, but I did Maltese presses, cross presses to planches, Maltese kips, Maltese whatever. You've seen me, you've done that. That's not the topic of the video. Some of the investments I made, I really questioned them. And I'm at a point of my practice where I might be the most generalized, I have the most general type of broad program that I ever had, or recently. I do Olympic lifting. I do slow lifts like the squats, and that's for the lower body. Something that I have neglected quite significantly. I've been on and off mostly for the past years. And I do some rings, but not a lot of straight arm stuff. And I do a lot of barbell upper body stuff. I do a lot of overhead pressing, you've seen that. Handstand push-ups, sort of the same movement pattern, 90-degree handstand push-up. Pull-ups, one-arm chin-ups, one-arm pull-ups, quite broad and general. And I believe that a lot of people will really dive into a small niche to then, years after, pull back and see the fuller picture of the physical development and the value of doing a lot of other stuff as well. I believe that a lot of people that do calisthenics, they do it because they were inspired. They practice it as a platform of getting stronger, boosting confidence, building muscle, getting stronger. And they did so, but there are other tools that give you, or can give you, have the potential to give you similar benefits or even more profound just from the point of margin of improvement. If you're so invested in calisthenic skills, you have a lot to gain from just introducing barbell squats, for example, or barbell Olympic lifting. So that similar boost in confidence, development, mental, physical that you had, you can draw from so many different sources now, but you're invested and you're seen as such an elite in high regard that you might be afraid to really pull back and practice something different, which is really sad because you're so invested in something that you're actually doing it at that point more out of fear than the love that sparked you towards that process. So I'm at the point where I'm practicing very general, broad, but there's definitely a common ground for all of that, and it is strength training. I am passionate about strength training and all facets of strength training, not just the 1RM, not just the high rep endurance, not just the straight arm, not just the general bent arm work, not just lower body or upper body, strength. And I believe that you will notice it over the years for yourself as well. Amongst my followers, I find that this will be true. Different types of calisthenics. Calisthenic skills is what I refer to as sort of short holds, straight arm holds, excuse me, I thought something in the background. Short isometric holds, almost like 1RM tests, 1RM competition, but the equivalent in straight arm movements for short isometric holds. Sometimes also dynamic, but very similar to the idea of having absolute strength, but in just really uncommon exercises, like a Victorian, or a Maltese, or an inverted cross, or an iron cross, and different dynamic exercises, but really absolute strength, and not, although called skill, not a lot of transitions and combinations necessarily. You have also the calisthenic skills that is on the bars where they flip and gainer and galger and strength skills, okay? That's calisthenics skills. It's sort of like gymnastics if you separate and take the ring specialists, and from the ring specialist you will take all the acrobatics out of it and all of the transitions out of it. Gymnastics is more of a well-rounded, I'm already giving my subjective thoughts. Gymnastics is more about conditioning. You do have the rings, but there are so many other apparatuses that you can really specialize on just 1 rep max or very short isometric strength skills. Therefore, some of the calisthenics athletes were really able to minimize that gap from where ring gymnast elite Olympic level were and just recreational kids are today, because they're solely practicing or mostly practicing the straight arm strength pieces, the short isometric holds, whereas gymnasts have to practice also acrobatic. They must have more conditioning as well, because some of the routines are 1 minute long, and to produce a lot of force but over 1 minute of duration, you have to be quite well-rounded in the metabolic demand continuum. You have to have some sort of conditioning, endurance, strength endurance, also some aerobic fitness, and also the high intensity, the neurological efficiency, absolute strength. Endurance, I'm referring to maybe the old school style of calisthenics training, Bar Brothers, the videos that I saw back in the day, and probably you did as well, Bar Brothers, Bar Stars, people on the bars that were doing sets and reps for days, pull-ups, a set of 20, going into a set of 10 bar muscle-ups, and then cranking maybe 50 dips at the top to follow the workout with 10 sets of 50 push-ups of different kinds. And that was like a chest and tricep workout. So they were very bodybuilding oriented. I saw a lot of content muscle group oriented training splits for muscle groups, but they were predominantly doing so using the basics: push-ups, rows, pull-ups, chin-ups, muscle-ups. Muscle-ups were basically the top of the skill level. A lot of endurance, extremely lean athletes, because every set the metabolic demand was huge. Weighted calisthenics street lifting. This is powerlifting using the chin-ups and using the bar chin-ups and using parallel bar dips. It is what it is. It's a 1 RM test with weighted dips and weighted chin-up with a partial range of motion so you can lift more weight. Partial just relative to what your body is capable, because you only have to go with the top of the shoulder to about, the posterior depth with about the top of the knee in the dips. You don't have to go lower, although humans have so much more range of motion in that pattern. And the chin-ups is just chin over the bar, where human naturally go chest to bar. Whether that's the best variation, it's debatable. 1 RM test. Often I see that some competitions include barbell squats, some competitions include weighted bar muscle up, which I like it. It brings more skill, brings more well-roundedness into the game. And body weight training. That's probably the one that you had the most questions on. What is body weight training? Well, that's the name that I give to the sort of practice that I am devoted to. Bodyweight training is, if I would actually want my body to be well equipped to the best scenario, that would be bodyweight training. Just because I weren't able to come up with any more concise and intelligent name. That's it. But actually, if you can use barbell to be more proficient at body weight training, then you will do so. So you see the difference? Whereas the calisthenic athletes will not, by definition, use a dumbbell or barbell because it's body weight only. Body weight trainee would use external load to improve his body weight fitness. For example, if you scroll back on my Instagram, last winter, maybe up to February, a few months ago, I was practicing a lot of handstand push-up, high repetitions, freestanding full range sets of 10, and multiple reps with full weighted vest, 20 kilograms. And I reached a point where waist vest is also logistically not comfortable. I maxed my weight vest for repetitions, excuse the sirens, and also the vest wasn't safe. Plates were dropping from the... So I actually opted for barbell overhead press to improve my just body weight fitness. Okay, I want to practice handstand push-up. I also practice 90-degree handstand push-up because right now they are more of a strength stimulus because I can train them in the 3 to 5 rep range, whereas handstand push-up, I can go for multiple sets of 10 at this stage. So if I want to create a different stimulus, I have to use a different tool. And I introduced barbell overhead pressing, which I'm very proficient and relatively strong at. My current body weight is 81, and I'm pressing, my practice weights are 85 to 95, not 1 rep maxes for repetitions. That's just my training. I haven't tested it since last October, where I did multiple singles with 95. I want the next test to be significant. I know I can hit 100. The next test I want to have a significant jump enough, and I want to be confident with it, maybe 105. And if I'm not confident going for it, then I'll just practice for longer. So that's bodyweight training.